I'm so tired. Yeah, you have those few seconds of just your heart skipping a beat. Yeah, if you get fired, what was the scariest thing that has ever happened to you on board an aircraft? I am hurt by this question. Hi guys, welcome to a new video. It's me, Andy. If you're new here, hello, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me again. Like I said, we're doing a Q&A. I have about 20 minutes before I need to go and sign on for flying today, so we're just gonna get right into it. Dobry asked, have you ever dealt with a sibling rivalry and how did you deal with it? I don't think, well, actually yes. My late sister and I got into kind of a bad argument once because she left me stranded in the middle of Durban city with one of my friends from America, and we didn't talk for like 8 months, maybe it was. Overall, in my family, I'm the youngest, so I always just like let people do their thing. My siblings are all much closer in age to each other, whereas me and my directly older sister, we have like a 4-year age gap, so I feel like I'm a little bit removed from them. But I just generally don't try to let drama like influence me or affect me in any way. If I'm asked for my opinion, I'll give it. I'll say who I think is right, who I think is fair, who I think is unfair, but otherwise I just try to stay out of it. I mean, if nothing is said about me, I don't care. Noki asked, what's one thing you really want to do when things open up again? Good question. Right now I'm honestly just trying to get through this. But obviously I would still love to travel my country. That was my ultimate goal with working for a local airline. I want to explore more of South Africa. I still haven't really, I've never gotten to get off the plane in Port Elizabeth, let's say, and in George. So it will be nice to get to explore things and be an actual tourist in my own country, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. Malebo is asking, what advice would you give someone aspiring to become a YouTuber, and what should one invest in before starting a channel? Thank you so much for your dedicated consistency. It really means a lot. Oh, thank you so much, Malebo. You're so sweet. I think if you feel like you have something to say and you think that you will enjoy this, then give it a shot. And even if you only end up doing it for a little bit, realizing you don't like it, it's fine as long as you gave it a shot. And I think that's the most important thing, is to just do it and just go for it. What's the quote? Dance first, think later. What should one invest in before starting a channel? I don't think there's any specific equipment I would say you should invest in. I think you should definitely invest in yourself and know what you want your message to be. But other than that, as long as you have a phone with a good camera, you can make it work. Sit in front of a bright window. Make sure the lighting is good. Make sure you speak loudly, make sure your message comes across clearly in your videos. When I first started my channel, I was using a shitty Samsung. I still have it. I don't even know what model phone this is. This was literally the phone I used. If you see my first few videos on my channel, this is what I was using to vlog. After that, I got a Huawei P10. I used that for a long time, and now I have the Canon EOS M100 camera. But that's because I enjoy photography and I enjoy taking videos of things, and obviously it's adding to my YouTube. But even when I'm at work, I still vlog on my current cell phone right now. This is a Galaxy Note 9. As long as you have your phone, there's so many editing apps for cell phones. You don't even need a laptop nowadays to have a YouTube channel, and you can edit your thumbnails on your cell phone editor. Or you can use apps like Canva, where it's free and it makes your thumbnails look really cool. Mihlali is asking, do you get paid when you don't get used or don't fly? We get a salary here in South Africa every single month that you get paid no matter what. Whenever you operate a flight, that gets added to your like meal allowance, I want to call it, or like your S&T, I guess. So for each flight you operate, you also get a little bit of extra money. So that's extra money. And then back when we had in-flight service, our airline sells food to our passengers, so we were also able to get commission as well. We no longer get commission now because it's COVID. We're not doing an in-flight service, but we are getting our salary and we are getting our flight allowance for every flight we've operated, we get that little bit of extra money. Palanyane is asking my all-time favorite memory of being a flight attendant. I think any day that's a good day, but the one that sticks out to me the most is definitely my first day as a flight attendant, like by myself. I was a solo crew member. It was just me and my 2 pilots, and it was so fun, and it was so cool to finally be in charge of the aircraft myself, get my first like please and thank yous from my passengers. And that day I remember getting a few compliments about like the service and everything, so it just made me feel very warm and fuzzy inside, and that was just, it was a good day. Hi Andy, this is Nathan. I just want to say thank you for all the great content. Thank you so much, Nathan, that's so sweet. Tuli is asking, do flight attendants get tips? No, we do not. Jamie is asking, what is the weight and height requirement to be a flight attendant? Here in South Africa, so long as you're taller than 1.55 meters, I think is the minimum height. Although if you want to fly for charter or an airline like AIRLINE where the aircraft are a little bit smaller, you should be at least like 1.5 meters. I'm not too sure though, but I know if you're flying for an airline where we operate Boeing 737s, you need to be at least 1.55 meters tall, because you need to be able to reach the emergency equipment inside the overhead storages by yourself. And in terms of weight, there isn't really a set weight that they would prefer you to be. I'm not super skinny and I'm flying. As long as you are healthy, as long as you can pass your aviation medical and the doctor finds you healthy, then you should be all good. As long as you know you fit in your jumpsuit, I guess you should be fine. Lev was asking, Ans, where do you get the motivation to pick up the camera and vlog week after week while having a full-time job? I'm so tired. Life is so hectic right now. I literally drag myself out of bed. I feel you. Oh my gosh. I think it's just because I really enjoy doing this. I put in effort for things that I enjoy and things that I know I want to do and things that I know will pay off in the long run. So I think that's my motivation. Honestly, I just really enjoy this. I enjoy getting to chat to you guys. I enjoy connecting with all of you, and I really enjoy the editing process for some strange reason, even though that is the most frustrating part of YouTube. It's pretty much just that I enjoy this, so I make time for it. Pilenkosini is asking, is it possible for one's operator to cancel one's cabin crew license, for example when they are fired? Not here in South Africa, because here in South Africa we pay for our own cabin crew licenses. Yeah, if you get fired, then no, they still can't take away your license. They still can't cancel it. The only person that can even suspend your cabin crew license is the CAA. There's something in my eye. Is the CAA, otherwise known as the Civil Aviation Authority. So if they find that you are flying with your license illegally or something like that, then they can suspend your license, but you can also appeal that. But your airline, no, they can't take away your cabin crew license. Your license will always be yours, and it will always be valid for as long as you keep your modules current inside of it. So yeah, no one should be able to cancel it. Matamela asks, how high do you prefer your cabin heels to be? Because I know that many do prefer them higher. I prefer them to be as low as possible, guys. I like my 2-inch heels because sometimes you have to run across that airport, and as you know, when we're in the airport we have to be wearing our heels. We can't wear our flats in the airport. We can only wear our flats inside of the aircraft, and the OR Tambo airport is huge, and especially when you're doing like an international flight or a regional flight or whatever, like the gates are like on the other side of the airport, and to have to walk across there in high heels is just such missions. I fly with a lot of crew who will wear heels even in flight, and kudos to them. They are complete superwomen. Sebastian, you're asking, what was the scariest thing that has ever happened to you on board an aircraft? I think that was just that takeoff where I thought my plane was on fire. I did a story time about that. I'll link it in the eye in the sky. Ever since then, I guess the scariest things are just every time I have a medical, just because in the back of your head while you are, you know, running towards that passenger with your oxygen bottle, you are expecting the worst, honestly, and hoping for the best. But yeah, you have those few seconds of just your heart skipping a beat. You just worry about what could this be, honestly, and can I actually help this person to the best of my abilities. Matamela, you are leading this Q&A, by the way. Matamela asked me like a gazillion questions. Thank you so much. You are making this video. When SAA is back in a few years and they're hiring cabin crew, will you apply? I don't see that happening, honestly. I feel like that's a dream that I've had to just kind of say goodbye to. I would love to fly for my national carrier. That would be great, but I think I care more about having a stable job at this point. And aviation, we all know, is so up and down and so crazy and so highly affected by COVID and stuff that right now I just want to stay where I am. I also love the airline that I currently fly for, so I wouldn't really want to leave. Also, no one says SAA would take me if I applied, so yeah. Please don't collab with Where Your Stacks It. I don't even know how to pronounce this name, but I know that your name is Praise. For those of you who don't know Praise, she is another local flight attendant for a different airline. She's also a YouTuber and she's absolutely stunning. I don't know her in real life. I only know her from following her on Instagram and stuff. So yeah, but I'd be keen. So Praise, if you're ever down for a collab, let me know, hit me up and we can make a plan. Do you want to work on a larger aircraft one day like a Boeing 777? Absolutely not. I feel like the bigger the aircraft, the more work I'd have to do, the more passengers I'd have to take care of. I'm good. Maybe just if I could get into that crew rest compartment, that would be pretty cool. How do you take your coffee? It depends on my mood, but generally half the time I take it black, no sugar, and the rest of the time I take it with milk but no sugar. And sometimes when I'm feeling particularly fancy, I add liquid creamer. Do you see yourself working overseas? Absolutely not. What's your favorite landing and takeoff? I want to say my favorite takeoff, and I don't know, the takeoff doesn't really make a difference because I'm in my jump seat anyway, but my favorite landing is definitely anywhere coastal. Like the Zanzibar landing is disgustingly beautiful. Cape Town is also pretty sick to watch from the sky when you're coming into land, although Cape Town and PE are super windy, so it's always pretty turbulent landing there, but the view in particular is always stunning. How did you become a flight attendant? What are the qualifications that they need? I am hurt by this question. Like, do you even watch my channel? I'm just kidding, Sadele, but I have made a video about what qualifications you need to be a flight attendant and how you can become a flight attendant and how I became a flight attendant. I will link those in the description box or in the cards above. Please check those out because it would take way too much time if I tried to explain that right now. When did that small girl from Underberg develop the love for aviation? You've made it so far. Thank you. I feel like I'm still in the very beginning though. I spoke about this in my flight attendant tag video. I was an au pair in the Netherlands. My host dad worked in aviation at KLM, and yeah, he inspired me and I suddenly fell in love. Subjects that I took in school. Oh wow, I took all the normal ones. English, I took maths, Afrikaans first additional language, I took life orientation, biology, physics and geography. Favorite destination to fly to in South Africa? I don't really have one yet because I never get a chance to explore. I want to say Durban because I know that whenever I'm flying to Durban, especially as a passenger, that I am going to see family. I know that there's COVID, but are you planning a meet and greet with your subscribers? I never thought about that before. Maybe when COVID and stuff is over. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know who would want to meet me. Your favorite airline outside of South Africa? My favorite airline outside of South Africa, I want to say KLM. I was a passenger on KLM when I flew to the Netherlands. I just think the Dutch do things so efficiently. I mean, obviously I don't know all of their ins and outs, but from an outsider's perspective, I really like KLM. Rate the Virgin Atlantic Airlines uniform. Oh my goodness, that's like a solid 9.5 out of 10. I've seen them in real life. When I flew to America, I flew on Virgin Atlantic on the 747s, and wow, that uniform is stunning. 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a full 10 marks is that I don't get to wear it. Short motivational speech about people who are studying for exams but are struggling due to COVID. Well, I'm struggling too. I don't know how motivational I can be right now, but I can say that you're not alone and a lot of us are feeling the same struggles. Maybe not exactly the same, but we're definitely on the same page, I want to say. So just give yourself that grace. Hey, at least if you get through studying one chapter a day or something like that, just take it day by day and be patient with yourself, but also try to celebrate that you actually got out of bed, because we all know how tough life is right now, especially here in South Africa this week. Yeah, just give yourself a bit of a break. Top 5 commonly used emojis. Oh my gosh, I love this question. Okay, I always use the laughing and crying emoji. I'll put them on the screen. I use the monkey covering its eyes emoji because everything I say is embarrassing. The fire emoji because when my friends post a picture and they're looking good, I need to be like, yes, queen. I also use the aircraft a lot, of course. And what else do I use? Oh, the hug. Because what's better than a virtual hug? A real one. I know, never mind. What is your backup plan after being a flight attendant? Oh my word, I do not have one. I'm trying to work on an online travel merch store called Winglet on Etsy, but we'll talk about that in another vlog. I don't know, it just breaks my heart because I don't want to think about a world where I'm not a flight attendant. What are you studying and who are you studying through? I'm studying communication sciences through UNISA. You have such a good heart. Oh, thank you. How do you allow yourself to let go of the BS that people are and be you? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not bulletproof. There are certain things that I am sensitive and insecure about. Sometimes the jabs hurt my feelings, of course. But you know, whenever I'm confronted with some sort of bullshit, I'll let myself feel the feels. That's one thing. Like, you know, if something makes me sad, I'll let myself be sad for those 20 minutes. If something makes me angry, I'll let myself be angry for those 20 minutes. But then afterwards, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. And I gotta let it roll off my back and move on with my life, because at the end of the day, I am living my life for myself to make me happy. So long as I am not hurting anyone, so long as I'm trying to be a good human, then I'm all good. What other bullshit other people try to present me with is none of my business. They must take it somewhere else. Hey guys, sorry I had to cut that Q&A a little bit short. I started running late for work, so I thought I'd quickly finish it now while I have some time before we need to board our next passengers for the next flight. But the last couple of people asked me about becoming flight attendants and getting hired right now in South Africa, and I'm really sad to have to end this video on kind of a somber note, but unfortunately the airlines just aren't doing that great here in South Africa right now. We are in level 4 of lockdown, where we can only take business passengers. Our flight this morning from Joburg to Durban only had 46 passengers, and our aircraft holds 186. So that should tell you guys we are running at extremely low capacity, which means that all of the airlines are losing money basically. So they are just not in the position to hire right now. So my advice to you is to wait a year or two. Wait for things to pick up, wait for the economy to get better, pay attention to what's happening in the news, and you'll kind of get an idea of when you should be getting back into applying for flight attendant jobs or going and doing your cabin crew license, because I really don't want you guys going out and wasting your money when there's not a chance of getting hired anytime soon. And I know that it hurts me to say that, but honestly I just want to be real with you guys, and I want to look out for you guys, obviously. But yeah, I say just give it some time. Right now, while we're in the thick of this mess, I would say rather don't do it. Just wait a while, try to find something else to keep you busy or something, and then give it a couple years, and I'm sure the airlines will be growing again and needing to hire more crew. That's it for this Q&A. Thank you so much for everybody that watched this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a massive thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you all very soon in next week's vlog, where I tell you all about this flight that I'm currently operating. But until then guys, have an amazing weekend and spread good vibes and be kind. Bye.